young horses, and actually not just Phil. You can't see it on the camera, but the rest of the team is sitting around us, mocking us, judging us, making horse noises,
horse neighing noises,
playing with plushies. And here today to talk about OctoDad, Dadliest Catch with the guys. And we've sat down for probably too long because
it's okay.
The game is going to be delayed because of me.
Yeah, I mean, I told you we're crediting you as having delayed the game.
But I'm finally in the game. Actually, I'm already. So I wanted to talk to you guys about this. I saw the game at E3, and I didn't really understand what was going on because I couldn't find you ever.
I'm sleuthy like that.
It happens. It happens. So wanted to actually get the chance to come down here and talk to you guys since you're only a couple hours away down here in Chicago, and wanted to go over some questions that we got from the community as well. So I'm just going to kick into these and we'll see where it takes us.
Yeah, go for it.
So first off, a bunch of people asked, this is such a wacky idea, how did it come about for OctoDad?
Well, so the first OctoDad was a student game that we did at DePaul University in Chicago, and the idea for the game itself kind of came from a few different things. There was like being John Malkovich, and then like the idea of like controlling like someone else's body through like micromanagement of their movements, and there was other various influences on like the initial art style. Trespasser, Jurassic Park. Trespasser was like this old game. It was an FPS for PC where you could control, as a first-person shooter, you can control the person's arm in a very like, well, they wanted it to be an intricate way, but it ended up just being like this hilarious kind of mess. Because I think it was supposed to be like this cool feature, but it ended up just being really funny. And so we took from that and kind of went from there, and we're like, well, what if you were like this alien inside this like android's head, controlling him with like levers or something like that, and like you made him like walk down the street or like do normal things, but they're really hard because you're micromanaging all the movements. And then eventually we were like, well, what if it's not like an alien, it's an octopus? And then we were like, why don't we just put the octopus in a suit instead? Because it's funny, why not? And at that point, we were just kind of rolling with it. And then from there, I was like, well, what if he has a family and they don't know he's an octopus? And, I mean, natural progression of things. It just went from there, and here we are.
Sure. So I don't know if we're going to want to answer a couple of these questions because I think it might give the story away, so we'll see. But Ben White actually asks, is he really their dad? If not, how did he fake the paternity test?
Well, I mean, like, if your parents didn't tell you how that works, we're not going to tell you. So.
Exactly. I think he's from Europe too, so they don't really get a lot of things. And also, another follow-up to that is there a scene in the game where OctoDad goes on Maury Povich and finds out if he's the father or not?
Not yet.
DLC?
Possible.
Okay. Because it's Maury and...
Well, it depends. Yeah, it depends.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Okay. Will OctoDad be considering a presidential run in 2016?
Yes.
What ticket?
Hey, we don't play sides.
Blue
party? Blue party. Yeah, blue. The blood party. Independent green grass.
Party.
Yeah.
Party.
All barbecues with patties on them.
What?
What's the running thing? It's really cool. I just don't know. That's all about.
So you're not going to be hired to run any campaign.
No.
Well, one of the things I want to talk about a little bit was, I think one of the biggest things about this game, because I called it a game that trolls you all the time, is the control scheme. And it's purposely the way it is, but I guess talk a little bit about the control scheme and how to actually play this game like he's doing right now.
So kind of like I mentioned before, you micromanage his movements, and he controls almost like a marionette. So like with the PS4 controller, if you are holding down R2 and you're in legs mode, because there's two modes, there's legs mode and arms mode. So in legs mode, if you're holding down R2, his right leg will like raise up in the air and kind of stop at a point, but then you can use the right thumbstick to move it around, kind of on an XZ plane, and then you let go of R2 and it'll drop it. And so you do the same thing except for L2 for left foot and left stick, and that's how you walk him around, and you kind of get in this rhythm of running around, and you attempt not to destroy things, but it's not very easy because he has no bones, he's an octopus, and he's just like breaking things and causing disaster wherever he goes, even though he tries really hard to be like a good human father. And so then if you hit L1, that's what switches you between modes, and then there's arms mode where you can like pick things up and grab them and toss them around, and you switch between these two things to kind of manage, accomplish these tasks that are assigned to you, whether it be by your wife, or it's just like you're trying to get through your day, and so you have like chores to do, mow the lawn, take care of your kids, that sort of thing. And the arm is almost kind of one-to-one in a way.
Pretty close.
Like the left stick will move the arm like this, and then the right one up and down moves it up and down, and you can like grab things and they suck on the suction cups on his tentacles. And
So can you ink things?
well, I mean, when he gets nervous, like when octopi get nervous, they squirt ink out of a defense.
So it's kinda like Joybird.
So for him at least, like ink is something that happens when he is seen or like he does something suspicious that people are like, a human wouldn't do that. That's really weird. Why are you like taking an entire shelf down at the grocery store or something like that, or stealing my cereal out of my cart? Which I don't know. I guess a jerk would do, but
yeah,
not a normal guy. Crazy people. If crazy people are just running around the grocery store.
Yes.
But
any deviant behavior.
yeah,
is a sign
deviant behavior.
of aquaticness.
Because we're very much butt order here at Young Horses.
I can tell.
So,
I can tell right away.
but yeah, that's when you get suspicion, and if you get too much, people find out that you're an octopus, and that's how you lose the game.
So is it set up? I would assume then it's set up into specific sections, and each section. Are you going to be great at anything? Are you going to have like times to get through, or?
Well, we haven't quite decided on stuff like that because it might be cool for trophies and things like that. But basically, the story is broken up into chapters, and they're levels, and I think there's like 12 or so.
Yeah.
But basically, each one is a different area, and you're going through a day in his life. Like there's a story to the whole thing. Which you get into some trouble with your family, and you kind of have to figure it out and solve
Octodad the
things.
Cheater? Really?
I'm not saying anything,
You're not gonna
man.
say
Spoilers.
Trying to get something out of you. So, how much difficulty did you have adapting the controller scheme or the control scheme to the PS4 controller compared to how it was on the PC?
Well, I mean, it wasn't too bad because we had controller support for PC for a while, so we'd been kind of messing with it. So we at least had a general idea of like what we wanted to do.
Right.
So I don't know. We moved it over and adjusted some stuff, but it wasn't super hard.
Okay.
Although I'm still a little bit better with the mouse, but that's just because like muscle memory. I've been playing it for like years now.
Yeah.
But actually, a lot of people like this better. I like it better for legs because it's a lot easier to walk around this way. Because with the mouse, you have to like pick it up and move it, and pick it up and move it. But here, you're just like going to town.
It's still tough to aim. I mean,
yeah.
When I was, you think that you can be really precise with it, but your brain just doesn't like get it, and all of a sudden you think you should be going straight, and you go this way.
Well, a lot of it is intentional. Like we want people to struggle a little bit, and it's kind of like you're getting your bearings and doing something completely new that you're not used to any other game. So there's no real precedence. Like, you know, you play a first-person shooter, and you have a good general idea of how to play every other first-person shooter.
Right.
Whereas this, it's like there's no schematic for this.
No, there's nothing like this at all. This is another one from smart-ass Ben White. He says, after seeing the preview for the game, I'm worried that people I see around me may in fact be an octopus. What clues should I look for to distinguish people from cleverly disguised octopi?
I mean, it's possible. I mean, I would look, are they wearing shoes? That might be an indicator. Are they wiggling all over the place, knocking things over? Do they...
This sounds a lot like San Francisco already, though.
Oh, that's true. I mean, I've been there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No shoes, wiggling around.
No shoes, wiggling around a lot.
Some substance stuff going on out there.
But, yeah, I don't know. I mean, you're speaking in blubs.
Check to see if they breathe.
Yeah, do they breathe? That's a good one.
How much do they love their family?
Yeah, how much do they love their family? Because if they don't...
Not
an octopus.
Bonelessness.
Yeah, bonelessness. I mean, I don't know do they drown? There's another one.
It's very similar to the witch hunt.
Yeah, it's similar to a witch hunt. You just drown them, and if they don't drown, they're an octopus.
Some have theorized that the Salem witch trials are really to find octopi.
Yeah. It's part of the lore.
And then I'll ask this question because it's a question that everybody has, I think, but from Kyle Barrett. How sold are you on bringing it to the PlayStation ecosystem, given your experience with the past, like on PC, Linux?
I mean, it's coming. I don't think there's any possible way we wouldn't be bringing it there.
Well, but are you happy with the concept of doing it, or with the decision to do it?
No, yeah. I mean, ever since we started working with Sony, they've been really awesome for us and like done everything they can to like put us in a good position to get the game going and working and running. And I mean, we got it ported in like 4 weeks or so. It was pretty quick, and pretty much every major feature is there.
Wow.
So we're quite sold.
Very cool. Very cool. So are you looking at launch day window, or are you looking at launch window? I mean, do you even have a date, like when? Because the PC and Linux and what's the other platform?
PC, Mac, and Linux.
PC, Mac, Linux is going to be before PlayStation 4.
Yeah. So
do you have a set date yet or a window yet?
we're thinking January for the PC, Mac, Linux stuff, but shortly after, hopefully PS4. So we're thinking launch window. We're just not sure exactly where it's going to fall.
Nobody knows when it's coming yet.
Well, there's that. And then, I don't know, it's hard because we have to, like, balance, because we're only 8 people.
Right.
Like, our whole studio is 8 people, and so we have to balance, like, supporting all the stuff for PC Mac Linux,
right,
and then still porting, and then supporting that launch. So it's just as soon as we can.
Okay, okay. I'm trying to see if there's any other questions, because a lot of them were wacky, and we got through them so fast. One question I have is, what do you think in terms of general time to get through it?
We've been kind of throwing around like the 4 hour for like an average player, because like I mean some of us can get through like this first level at the church where you're going through his wedding day. We can get through that in like a few minutes, like 2-3 minutes. But then you see other players play it and they take 10-15 minutes, and so it's a little hard to estimate. But we think average player like 4 hours to go through the whole story.
Do you guys have anything built into it for to kind of foster replayability?
There's a collectible tie system, actually.
Nice.
So I think you picked up at least one of those, but they're hidden throughout like the whole environment, and there are different ones, and then we're going to let you wear them. And you can look through your tie collection and admire them all.
And I would be burned at the stake if I didn't ask, is it going to have a platinum trophy? Or do you know yet?
We're not sure yet.
Okay.
We haven't quite asked about it. We've been a little bit...
It's people in their trophies.
I know. It's okay. I like trophies.
Well, do you have anything else that you want us to know about this game that I haven't asked you about, or?
I mean, we're investigating move support and anything other crazy we can do, any crazy stuff we can do, and we haven't quite figured out all the other features we're going to use on the PS4 controller, but we'd like to implement them in some way. But we're just making sure that it's like a good, worthwhile way, and we're not just like doing gimmicky, you know.
Yeah. Oh, the text there, let's use it.
Right.
Yeah,
it's more like
on that really quick, and you get burned at for it. So.
Yeah, it's more if we can find like a real good use for it.
Very cool.
So.
Well, guys, thanks for spending some time with us today and for letting us sit down and play the game. And you know, best of luck to y'all. And obviously, we'll probably have you on the show.
I hope so.
Or we'll probably have you on every now and then. And you're going to be at PAX?
Yeah, we're going to be at PAX Prime out in Seattle at the end of August, I believe is when that is.
Yeah.
And then we'll probably be at East as well.
Okay.
We try to go to everything we can, but limited budget. See where that lets us go.
So a couple of different opportunities to play the demo if if you're at one of those events.
Oh, we'll be at Comic-Con as well.
San Diego Comic-Con?
Yeah.
That's like next weekend, isn't it?
Yeah, that's this coming weekend. Yeah.
Oh wow. Glad I'm not going to
Chris and Zuna are going, so if you're there, make sure to check them out.
Yeah, well, and that's going to be one of the playable games for PlayStation 4. This is the first time that the PlayStation 4 is going to be open to the public to get their hands on it, and very exciting stuff. So you're in with some pretty big name games.
Yeah, we're in with like Knack and Drive Club, which is wild that we have our little game with them, but it's awesome.
It's a pretty good company to keep.
Yeah, definitely.
So I think so. Well, and obviously you've got some people at Sony that really love the game too. So.
Yeah, I mean, we have Shu and then Nick Sutner and some other people like that who are big fans, and it's really nice.
I think it's well deserved. I think you guys are really cool. I mean, there's always been this whole thing about we always want to support indie games and support indie game developers, but I think some people kind of lose the notion that just because it's indie doesn't mean it's good, and to support a game that's pretty mediocre, but it's indie, and it's indie, I want to throw money at it. You're kind of telling them that
that's okay.
Here's my money, and it's okay if it's mediocre. I think what you guys are doing, though, I mean, you've got this. Obviously, one of your big hooks is the control scheme, and it works. It works for what it's supposed to be doing in the game, and also it's funny as hell. I mean, we were all laughing through
Yeah.
it. Well, you guys were laughing at me when I was playing it, but we were laughing at it. And that's something that there's no speech in this game whatsoever, and to be able to laugh at something like that says something about what you guys are doing. It really does. So
thank you.
I can't wait to see farther into this game, and I can't wait to get my hands on the final product. So what's the website?
OctoDadGame.com.
And the Twitter?
At OctoDadGame.
All right.
And the Facebook is OctoDadGame, facebook.com/OctoDadGame.
Awesome. So check these guys out. All the new news goes up on there, and we'll obviously be tweeting a lot of stuff about it, and hopefully doing some more stuff in the future with you guys. So stay tuned.
Thanks.